Only a short game guru can do that, Susie. Only a short game guru.
They call him a short game chef for a reason.
I'll say an interesting thing. I mean, I did my best putting when I did not think about my stroke.
That's
And
really
when I
good.
thought about my stroke, I did my worst putting.
You did your worst putting.
In other words, you know, we all get in spots where, so well, I don't think I'm taking that putter back to the inside,
Yeah.
or I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. You can't putt that way.
You can't be free, right?
No, I putt my best when it's like I don't think.
Yeah.
The only thing that counts is your read
Yep.
and the strike right in the middle of the putter face.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always thought that when I putted well, I had a good relationship with my grip pressure and the putter head. I always wanted a really light grip.
Okay. So 2,
because
3
I
out of
want-
10?
Yeah, I always want, yeah.
Okay.
I always wanted the putter head to feel heavy.
Okay. Yes,
Because
I agree with that,
That
100%.
way it just swings. It swings on its own.
So would you have a light putter, and then you would, because I have a light putter, but I always like to feel the head feel really heavy.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
I find that the people that have the really heavy putters, it's hard for them. You gotta put some mass behind and some energy into taking it back. I always felt like if you have a lighter putter, you gotta really feel like it's heavy so that you, the grip pressure is a bit softer.
I always, Bobby Jones said a very interesting thing that I never heard anybody say. He said that any stroke in golf constitutes a stroke of some sort. In other words, it's a swing of some sort.
Okay.
And not a hit.
Not a hit.
If I ever felt like I wanted to hit a putt, I was in trouble
You were in
because
trouble.
I was too tight up here.
Yeah. So everything for you started from the grip.
Grip pressure.
Grip
absolutely.
pressure. So
grip pressure.
2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, somewhere in that area.
I'd work right around in there because you want this putter head to feel heavy.
Yep.
That way it swings. And although we've played with a lot of people and a lot of different styles, and you know,
Yes.
no one could tell someone how to get up and hit a putt. You
Right.
know, it's very personal.
Yes.
You know, the closer you get to the hole, the more personal it becomes.
Yes.
But you don't doubt your line and your speed. Speed
those
to
are
me-
non-negotiables, right? You got to start it on the right line,
Yes.
which means you got to have an awareness of the face, right, and your start line, and then you got to. The speed is also something that you have to manage. It has to match up to your intended start line.
I have never seen a great putter not have good speed.
Yeah.
They always seem to arrive at the hole the same way.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't crash.
Right. It doesn't
it
crash into
doesn't-
the back. Right.
Lauren Roberts and people, Brad Faxon, people like that.
Yep.
The pace, if you watch their pace, it's just beautiful. It just rolls up to the cup.
Yep.
And it's like my old teacher, Harvey Penix, said, "You give luck a chance. You might fall in one way or the other."
Right. But if you hit it too hard,
Yeah.
luck's not going to fall in.
A lot of
Yeah.
people were bold putters, but you have to take the brakes out and you have to hit it firmer that way. But
things have changed, right? So, you know, like the bolder putters, you feel like maybe the greens were rolling 7 or 8 on the step meter before agronomy has gotten so good.
Yeah.
Now that, like, I feel like one of the reasons that you did so well at Augusta, those greens were always the fastest, right?
They
From
were.
even in the 80s, they were the fastest by far. Now it seems like most greens on the PGA Tour, and even just playing club golf, most greens are pretty fast,
They're quick.
9, 10, 11 on the step meter. Your style of stroke, with how you get this ball to just gently approach the hole, works really well with fast greens, right?
It does. It does. I enjoyed putting on fast greens, and people, you know, good putters have good imaginations
Yeah.
too. They can read a putt.
How did you dive into that for a second? How did you curate and grow that skill of reading a putt or being creative on the greens?
I'll tell you what the most practical method to me, and I always tell this story. When I was 10 years old,
Yeah.
I found 10 balls on the golf course at Austin Country Club.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe that in the first place. And I took them all to the putting green, and I putted putts like this For about an hour,
Okay.
same putt over and over and over.
Shortish type of putt.
And old Harvey saw me out of the shop, and he came out and he said, Ben, he said, I see what you're doing. He said, your stroke really looks good, but you'll never have this putt again for the rest of your life. He said, I want you to putt to different holes all the time.
So don't just sit and hit
we
one
had
putt.
the best putting practice that you can do is to putt against a buddy at the end of the day and have putting contests.
Yep.
Because you're putting pressure on yourself and you're putting at different holes, and every putt that you hit, you're imagining.
Yep.
You know, I want people to be more aware of what the concept of the putt does before it's hit. You know, that's why I say good putters are good readers.
Yeah.
And that touch will bear them out. It'll cut down on the 3 putts immediately. But to putt to different holes, Harvey wanted us to cultivate that
skill, right?
not only competition, but you're looking at different people's, the way that they putt too, but it helps to putt different putts.
Yeah.
Because that's not the game of golf. You'll
Right.
never
You don't
have
just
the
get to
same
get
putt.
you don't get to hit 10 in a
So
row.
it's really practical, but that's what it is.
I love that. Did you when you're standing up and reading, let's say a 10-15 footer, were you a guy that would look at 3 different sides? You know, would you read it
Really
from
not
behind?
so much. You know, not so much. I don't think I was ever guilty of overreading. You know, walking all around the cup. You can do that. Sometimes you always doubt yourself, and I'm amazed at how many different methods there are today that I see.
Yeah.
And
The
I
aim
know
point
that they
and
work.
Right?
I know they work, and a lot of people derive a lot of benefits out of them. But I don't. You know, you have eyes.
Yes.
You have eyes,
And you've trained your eyes over years.
Everywhere you walk,
You can feel.
you can
Yep.
feel it on your feet. You know, but this here, I mean, I must say, I mean, I don't. It works for some.
It works for
You know,
some.
Putting is very personal. I can't tell anybody how to stroke a ball
Yeah.
because I've seen so many different ways. You know, Jack Nicklaus putted way back here like this,
Right.
and he just pushed it. He
Right.
just pushed it towards the hole.
Sure.
Arnold Palmer was this way,
Right.
and he punched it.
He punched it.
at the ball.
Right.
There's a million. Jackie Burke told me, he said, "There's 50 ways that I can putt."
Yeah. Isn't that
You know,
amazing?
there's no right or wrong way to do it.
So if you had
It has to feel natural. I like a stroke. I like to take the putter back far enough to where it's not a hit.
Okay.
I just never was that way.
Okay.
I was-
So your backstroke was a bit longer, right?
Yeah.
And it always was. And then follow through was a little on the shorter side.
yeah.
And I feel like that's, you know, you were probably one of the first to do that without stabbing it, right? Because
I
you
think
see a
it's
lot
the
of it.
concept of this putter too. This is a heel shafted putter,
Sure.
and it naturally opens
Allows
up
you to
a little
open.
bit more.
Yeah.
But there again, putting is so personal. And
Yeah.
so many different ways to putt. You know,
'Cause-
Bobby Locke, who's the greatest putter ever.
Yeah.
He stood to the hole like this, closed, and then
Okay.
he swept it. He actually moved on a putt.
He would move on it.
Yeah.
And he was trying to probably envision it rolling end over end or almost with a draw, right?
He grew up on Bermuda greens, coarse Bermuda, so he had to hit it pretty good.
Interesting.
But there's a million different ways.
If you could find some certain commonalities with the best players in the world, surely everyone has their own personal relationship with putting. But if you could find a couple of commonalities with the PGA Tour players, because obviously grip is not going to be a common. Some guys are left hand low, right hand low, claw, up the elbow, the whole thing, right? There's a ton of different. What would you say some of the like eye placement, right? If you're going to be down, you don't see too many of the best players in the world with their eyes out over it, right? Would that be
I
something?
never thought that was a predicate to great putting.
Okay.
Although when people get you get closer to the ball, and then your eyes are over the ball.
Yeah.
But that's just some.
Some
But
peop-
that particular player will not have as long a backstroke.
and it'll
as
go more
somebody that's
outside,
out
wouldn't
here,
it?
and they swing a little bit more.
Right.
That's just the way you set up.
Yep. I
I
find
you got to get in there comfortable. However, you know,
Yep.
and the bottom line is, you know this as well as anybody, we'll stand on our head to make a putt.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Anything, right?
you know, it just.
What to that point? What was your? Because I always felt like I never worried that much about my stroke, and I know you said the same. You didn't really worry that much about your stroke. For me, it was always my will and my intent before I went and hit the putt. Did you have something that for you was your will or your intent that you felt like, man, I already know this putt's going in before I even walk into it?
You know, many times.
Many
That's
times.
a great feeling to have, but most times when that happened, I knew how hard to hit it.
Okay, so you had a
alignment obviously is vital.
Yes.
But it's the hit and how hard to hit it. That I think is what constitutes and separates people from being a good putter or not. When you search, when you've got doubts over it, then and 9 times out of 10 to me is how hard do I want to hit this.
So you'll start there. You start with the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a pace, then you can pick a line.
Then you can pick a line. Thanks for checking out the videos. If you want more great content to help lower your scores, check out shortgamechef.com. All my best information lives there.